All right, guys, how's it going? So I have reviewed today's Spanish football dailies for you. I did them this morning, actually, but I'm a bit tired today. I'm quite behind on a lot of things, so I do apologise for this video being a little bit later than usual. So in this video, we're going to be talking about Martin Zubimendi. We're going to be talking about Mo Salah. We're going to be talking about Kubo again. Remember, he was mentioned yesterday in the Spanish press. And a couple of other things. But I can tell you right now, there's nothing of great excitement in here. No major, transfer claims or anything. There's nothing to do with Trent Alexander-Arnold and Real Madrid. Nothing to do with Luis Diaz and Barcelona. Mamadashvili, we spoke about him. I think it was yesterday or the day before yesterday. I can't remember. There was an article, questioning his form and saying that he's not been very good at the moment and could be dropped. There's nothing really in this video of great interest. I've got to be honest with you. The Mo Salah bit that's coming up is more of a glowing article about him. Just saying how fucking great he is and all that. So there's nothing in this that you really need to watch. To be honest with you, I'm not so sure I'm supposed to discourage you from watching the videos. The whole point is to lure you in and keep the little bit of more Salah stuff until the end. That's fucking boring. But I'm not going to do that to you. We don't do things like that around here, right? So not a great deal of interest in this one, but some of you might be interested. So shall we go with it? Right. Let's get on with this. So Barcelona played Atletico Madrid in the Copa del Rey semi-final, first leg last night. It was absolute madness. Did you see the game? Atletico came out flying with Julian Alvarez scoring after just 52nd. And then Griezmann made it 2-0 in the 6-minute. Barca were absolutely stunned. And those of you that know me, I like a little bet on the games when I'm watching one on TV. And I always do plus 2.5 goals, right? Which means there's got to be more than 2 goals scored in the game, in the score line between. It doesn't matter who scores them, both teams combined. I always do that. Even if I think it's going to be a shit 0-0, I do it because you've got both teams, playing for you if you look at it like that. When you do it the other way around, less than 2.5 goals, less than 3 goals, if you like, you're a nervous wreck each time that the team attacks. So you can imagine what I was like after 6 minutes. I was like, well, I'm going to win this bet. And I did. So Pedri and Kabasi responded quickly, levelling the score at 2-2 before Martinez put Barcelona ahead 3-2 before half-time. But the second half, chaos continued. Lewandowski came off the bench to make it 4-2, seemingly sealing the game for Barca. But Atletico, the work finished, guys. Llorente pulled one back in the 84th minute, and then in stoppage time, Alexander Sorloth equalised to make it 4-4. Can you believe that? It was mental. And that has set up, like the second leg. It's just, I'm sure I told you what it was, but sorry if I didn't. Copa del Rey, semi-final, it was the first leg. It's the equivalent of it's the FA Cup, if you like, in Spain. They don't have a League Cup, so it's still quite a prestigious competition here. So there is a second leg now, which will be in Madrid. And the owner of the cafe that I go to in the morning, where I actually review these newspapers, he's a Madrid fan. And when I walked in today, he was like that. Did you see the game? I was like, I fucking did, yeah. So anyway, so this evening is the other semi-final, which is Real Sociedad versus Real Madrid. Martin Zubimendi's Real Sociedad are at home. And that should be another cracking game, to be honest with you. But obviously with Liverpool playing this evening, nobody's going to be paying attention to that, are they? I won't be. Now, Kubo, there was, how do you pronounce his first name again? Takefusa, isn't it? Takefusa Kubo. Massive write-up about him yesterday. Do you remember? Was there 2 articles about him yesterday? There might have been 2. He was the winger at Real Sociedad that Liverpool was sniffing around last summer. Now, I know you were sniffing around, monitoring, keeping an eye on, under observations, but guys, sometimes it's true, all right? And you won't get any of that, like, nonsense, clickbaity fucking shite here, right? So, Kubo was under observation by Liverpool, but as usual, nothing happened. So we can add that bit for fairness. But anyway, he's a very good player. Marca had an article today titled Kubo the Talisman. 21 wins and 1 draw in 22 games when the Japanese star scores. Beating Real Madrid just as he did 2 seasons ago would fuel Real Sociedad's dream of reaching the Copa del Rey final. Real Sociedad fans will be hoping for any of their players to find the net in tonight's crucial clash against Real Madrid, a result that could bring them one step closer to a dream Copa del Rey final. However, if there's one player they'd love to see on the score sheet, it's Takefusa Kubo. Takefusa Kubo. Should we just call him Kubo? You know what I'm like with names. Whenever the Japanese forward has scored for La Real, the team has gone unbeaten, winning 21 times and drawing once in 22. He is without a doubt a lucky charm for the Basque side. He couldn't have made a better start to life at Real Sociedad. On his debut, he scored the winner in a 1-0 victory away to Cadiz. That 22-23 campaign saw him continue his incredible impact with all of his other 8 goals leading to victories. I'm not going to list all the games, they're all here. 9 goals, 9 wins, not bad at all. His arrival at Real Sociedad created a huge buzz, not just because of his skill and creativity, but also due to his status as a lucky charm, a title that still holds today. Last season, he maintained his incredible record by scoring in a 1-1 draw against Girona and contributing to wins over Granada, Getafe, Athletic, Villarreal and Mallorca. This season, La Real continue to thrive when Kubo gets on the score sheet. They've won every match in which he's netted, including Espanyol, Valencia, Sevilla, Ajax, Villarreal, Midtjylland, Leganes. His impact is so strong that the number 14 is determined to increase his goal tally even further. You can see why Liverpool have been looking at him, right? Very small player, though. Very, very small. But them sort of players usually are, right? With that incredible record of 21 wins, 1 draw and 0 defeats in the last 22 games he has scored, Real Sociedad fans breathe easier whenever Kubo finds a net. The dream now is for him to keep his talismanic streak going against Real Madrid, the club he left 3 summers ago for €6 million. They sold him for €6 million, guys. And they have a 50% sell-on clause, no buyback option. Since then, his market value has skyrocketed, much to the delight of La Real, who could secure a massive transfer profit, and Madrid, who retain 50% of any future resale value, as I've just told you. For now, despite constant speculation linking him with a €60 million release clause and interest from Premier League and Saudi clubs, Kubo insists he's not thinking about leaving. I like good football, not expensive football, he said recently, which I assume means it's not about the money. Do you know what I mean? And if you remember rightly, you know I've got a terrible memory. We were really interested in him, and then I've got a feeling that his representatives might have played off the Saudis against Liverpool last summer. I'm sure there was something about that to try and get, like a big pay packet from Liverpool, like a negotiating term. And my memory, I'm sure if you check the comments on this, I'm sure the suggestions at the time were that they were using the Saudis to try and get a better deal with Liverpool, and Liverpool fucked it off. I think. That's what I think. Now, that was Marca. Now, AS also published an article today praising Kubo, which is interesting. A lot of praise from the last couple of days, right? So it makes you wonder if there's someone trying to push him a little bit. I mean, yeah, there's a game tonight, so it's all, fair for him to write about him tonight. I can't remember what they were saying about him yesterday. See what my memory's like. It's terrible, isn't it? Anyway, in today's article in AS, they quote him as saying, "If one day I end up leaving, it has to be by the big door. Let it be something very big. It has to be that I am happy with my result, and at the moment I am not." I think what that is saying there is happy with my performances, and at the moment, I don't know if he's saying he's not happy there. I don't know. I'd have to look at that. I'm sure you're not asked, really. He's got to be happy, basically. I think in what he's saying there is he wants to, it has to be something big. Do you know what I mean? Anyway, let's move on. Oh, no, there's another bit here about him as well. His contract, when he renewed his contract a year ago, the president of Real Sociedad, Joaquin Aparibe, said the decision on whether Kubo stays at La Real or not corresponds to Kubo and La Real. In other words, if the decision on whether he stays here is up to him and this club. Real Madrid, participates in the economic gains of a possible future transfer, but not in the decision to transfer him or not. Not sure why I was saying that, to be honest with you. But basically, he was just basically saying whether he, there's been speculation about what happens in the future, and he's saying, well, whether he stays here or not, that's going to be between the player and this club. It's fuck all to do with Real Madrid. In other words, they're not going to dictate to us what's happening. If he's sold, then they obviously benefit from that 50% sell-on clause, right? Now, moving on, Zubimendi. Obvious reasons, you don't need me to introduce Martin Zubimendi and the drama of last summer. If you're not interested in Zubimendi, his name's probably in the title of this video. I am interested in Zubimendi, and I know some of the grown-ups are. They want to see what happens with his future. Is he going to go to Arsenal or somewhere else? So what is this article about? It's the first one I've seen about him for a while, and don't forget I'm on at these papers every day of the week for you. I don't think he's been playing very well recently. His performances have generally get 1 star out of 3 ratings in Marca, for example. But there's a suggestion that he could be suffering from fatigue. He's got the most minutes for an outfield player at Real Sociedad. He's had a couple of injuries this season. Not major, they say. I mean, I don't know. There was a real big scare about him. When he was on the day that he was the Mail ran the exclusive that a deal was done to go to Arsenal. He was injured, I think, the night before or something like that. And there was real serious, what's going to happen and all that. And then he played fucking 2 days later again. So it just makes me wonder if he's getting like injections or something like that. Totally speculating, I don't know. But it was his knee and ankle. He's just not looked himself of late, but still a very good player. It'll be interesting to see how he does this evening. Him and Kubo will be involved. Now, in this article, Zubimendi on the radar. The midfielder is light and Madrid wants to keep the option alive. This is about Real Madrid's interest in him. Now, in recent weeks, people have tried to throw Zubimendi's name around. You get people commentating on his future. Real Madrid now want him. There hasn't been a great deal of reporting regarding Real Madrid and Martin Zubimendi. From memory, this is the second time that there's been anything significant about him since the summer in Real Madrid, right? And the previous vibe, if you like, from the Madrid-based media was that Real Madrid admire him. It's starting to sound like Liverpool. Admire him. But he's one that they're aware of, the qualities, as Rafa Benitez would say, for sure, quality. Or his qualities, what he would bring to the squad. I keep doing this. For sure. But they wanted to focus on other, midfield players of different midfielders, if you like. But we're keeping an eye on him. And this is the follow-up to that, and that was months ago. So this is the first real time that there's been anything coming from Madrid regarding him for a long time, although the Twitter twats and everything want you to believe Real Madrid are desperately trying to sign him. Zubimendi is admired at Chamartin, that's Real Madrid's headquarters, if you like. That is a fact, just as it is a fact that Kroos left and no one arrived to replace him. Just as it is a fact that Ceballos is adding more and more of a German touch to his football. But the Real Sociedad midfielder remains on Madrid's radar, a position he has held for some time, adding intrigue to the Copa del Rey, the game this evening. At both the Real Arena and the Bernabeu, the Basque midfielder is at the centre of attention. Many eyes will be on Martin, naturally due to his footballing ability, but also from Madrid's perspective, as they continue analysing a player they internally consider a great fit. Is this Real Madrid getting into the mind of the player, Real Sociedad, ahead of the game this evening? Many of you will think so. Real Madrid are very much like this. Do you remember when we played them in the Champions League? All the Trent stuff was back then. Do you remember the double page spread and everything? Do you remember? Classic Real Madrid this. But maybe there's some truth in it, right? There are many reasons for this. That was the player they consider a great fit. There are many reasons for this. His playing style, his present and future. He is 26. His performances at the highest level. His Euro 24 campaign further increased his value. And his nationality. Madrid is mindful of maintaining a strong Spanish core in his squad. These factors are why Madrid continues to keep the option open. The club is also aware of the competition. Now, will there be any mention of Liverpool? While Zubimendi is appreciated in Spain, he is highly coveted in the Premier League, particularly by Arsenal, who are currently leading the race and, according to reports from England, are close to securing the deal. That was the Daily Mail. At the Emirates Stadium, the Basque midfielder is seen as a priority signing. Arsenal are ready to trigger his €60 million release clause, just as they were in the winter transfer window. However, Real Sociedad, in alignment with the player's wishes, delayed the move. But it remains an advanced negotiation with Mikel Arteta as the key advocate for the signing. It's interesting that they're saying the move was delayed, there are an advanced negotiation, yet they're saying, according to reports from England. So where are they getting this from then? It's, 1 minute they're going from the reports in England, and now they're trying to say that they asked to delay the move and it's an advanced negotiation. It's like they're saying, well, this is what they're claiming in England, which makes it sound like, well, we can't verify it. And then the next paragraph, they're basically saying it as fact. Does that make sense to you? I'm not sure. Probably didn't explain it very well. Madrid knows it is at a disadvantage in the race, the so-called racer, but they also understand that nothing is final until a contract is signed. I would agree with that statement. The best example is last summer when Zubimendi was widely expected to join Liverpool. However, he chose to stay loyal to Real Sociedad for at least another season. That gap between expectation and reality could happen again. Zubimendi's playing style is often compared to that of Kroos or even Rodri. He's a midfielder, comfortable dropping between the centre-backs to build play from deep. He has a strong sense of teamwork. Quote, "He thinks more about his teammates than himself," said Xabi Alonso, his idol, former coach at Real Sociedad B, and now the leading candidate to replace Ancelotti at Madrid. Although there's no chatter about that at the minute. It's just like, should it happen? Alonso also happens to share the same agent as Zubimendi, Inaki Ibanez, which could be a crucial connection in any potential deal. I used to think it was pronounced Cruz. It's Kroos, apparently. Just saying, you know what I'm like with names. Madrid are in no rush to accelerate their pursuit, especially with Ceballos improving and Tchouaméni developing well. However, a few poor results could change the club's sense of urgency. In other words, if Real Madrid slip, they might turn to him. Football has a short memory, just like me, which is why the Zubimendi option remains alive. If Madrid decides to sign a midfielder of his profile, he is the clear favourite at Chamartin. And I would agree with that. I'd agree with that. If they want a player like that profile, they go for him. Yeah, I'd agree with that. Okay, so that's keeping you up to date with the latest on Zubimendi in Spain. Like I say, he's not usually mentioned much out here. Last time he was mentioned out here was around that Arsenal exclusive. Nothing since. Just, I watch, as much as I can. But he's not looked on form. But that doesn't mean anything, does it? Mamadashvili, fucking his form's out of the window at the minute, isn't it? So, anyway, big write-up about Mo Salah today. Salah has produced 51 goals this season, 30 goals and 21 assists. The pyramid of success. I don't think this is word for word in my notes from this morning. It was fucking ages ago when I took these notes. I can't remember anything from them. My memory is terrible. I just got the main parts from this article, I'm pretty sure. Mohamed Salah is dominating the Premier League, leading both the top scorer and assist charts. He has scored and assisted in the same match 11 times this season. In the same match. However, with his contract at Liverpool expiring, he has yet to renew. His performance against Man City was another statement, scoring, assisting and excelling in multiple areas. Guardiola acknowledged his defensive contribution and Gary Neville praised his superior level. Who gives a fuck what Gary Neville thinks? I don't give a fuck what he thinks, or Jamie Carragher. Both of them get right on my fucking tits, guys. They were good when it first started. Now it's just constant fucking Neville Carragher. Do you know what I mean? Squawking, fucking mumbling. I know I'm a miserable git, but it's too much for me. Salah has become the first player in Europe's top 5 leagues to be involved in 50 goals this season. Only Messi, Suarez, Neymar and Mbappe have achieved similar numbers in the last decade. In the Premier League alone, he has contributed to 41 goals, 25 goals, 16 assists. He is closing in on a 30-year-old record of 47 goal contributions in a single Premier League season. Jamie Carragher believes Salah's current form is comparable to peak Messi and Ronaldo. However, the Egyptian remains focused on winning the league rather than personal records, which kind of is a little bit different to how I feel about Trent Alexander-Arnold. Arne Slot has downplayed the stats, stating Salah makes everything look easy. And basically they're saying that with Salah, he just continues to be unstoppable. But you know what? When they talk about him a lot in Spain, and every time I see articles like that, I always think, you know what? Marca this morning is being put on tables in cafes throughout the capital, throughout Madrid, right? It'll be in the offices, you know, at Real Madrid. The executives are reading what's in there about their club and football in general. And it always makes me wonder, you know, if they ever look at it and go, why aren't we fucking trying to snap him up? Do you know what I mean? Should we not give it a fucking go? Do you know what I mean? Like, it's natural, isn't it? I mean, I read stuff about players. If that was a player at another club, I'd be thinking, why are we not fucking trying? You know what I mean? So we know that the vibe from Madrid is like, well, it'd be too expensive, he's too old, blah, blah, blah. And do they really need him? You know? But it just makes you wonder when, you know, maybe other clubs or whatever, that when they see these glowing articles, I mean, they often say, like, yet to renew. I'm sure it said that in there somewhere, you know. I hate it, man. You know, the fact that it's out there and people are reading about this great player. There must be people reading in papers thinking, can you believe that? Mo Salah still had fucking signed with Liverpool. I mean, I think he'll sign. Like, I think we'll be all right. Anyway, now on to my boy, Iago Aspas. Yes, the former Liverpool legend Aspas. Oh, yes. I love Aspas. If you're new to my videos, get fucking used to it because he's great. He's fucking man. All right, listen. Aspas and Celta protest against match schedules. The captain outraged after learning they must play at 2 p.m. for the 5th time. And he posted on X, this is starting to become a bad joke. After it was confirmed that Celta will play on Saturday the 15th at 2 o'clock. Celta has already played in Vigo on 4 Fridays, 1 Monday, 3 Sundays and 2 Saturdays at 2 p.m. along with 1 match on a Thursday and 2 Saturday night games against Real Madrid and Barcelona. Sunday afternoons simply do not exist for Celta. Well, they better not piss my boy off, you know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? Come on, Aspas, you fucking tell him, pal. What an hero he is. I love him. Right, that's it. Long video, that wasn't it, guys? Told you there weren't much in it of interest. I mean, I guess you could say that the Zubimendi stuff is of interest. Maybe not to you, but it is to me. Kubo, I don't know if that was really interesting, but yeah, I like to see what they're saying about Zubimendi. It's interesting to see the Madrid-based take on it. I do think they're going for him if a player of that profile becomes available. But yeah, I'm looking forward to the summer concluding, to be honest with you, the summer window, to see what happens with him, you know. And then we can stop focusing on him. The minute he goes somewhere, that'll be me done, you know what I mean? Like with him. So anyway, I'll leave you with it. I was having a discussion today on the live stream this afternoon, asking, you know, should I continue the reviews of these papers when the futures of Trent and Zubimendi's resolved and we sign Mamardashvili, you know, and you know, people were like, no, we really like them. Jeff Potenga was one of them, you know, saying, no, I like to know what's going on in Spanish football. So I will continue to do them, I think, especially if Trent moves to Real Madrid, because that'll be interesting. But I think it's good because if I continue to monitor them on a daily basis for you, and we're linked with some player in Spain you might not hear of, or you'll be able to come along and go, don't you know what's going on in Spain? What's the crack? So I think for knowledge reasons, I think I'll continue to track them. Plus, I want to see what Aspas is doing. You know what I mean? Maybe when he retires, I won't fucking bother. No, I think if I stop reading them, reviewing them, that, you know, for six months from now, someone, you know, says, oh, apparently this has been in the press for 6 months. I'll be like, oh, I don't know. I can't answer that question. I think I'll keep doing them, but do let me know, you know, or is it only the Liverpool stuff you're interested in? You know, we were often linked with players out there. Loic Bardes, another one at Seville, you know what I mean? Out there, I am there. Loic Bardes, another one. But I also like to know about former Liverpool players, you know, what they're doing. So I'll probably do it. It gets me out. I like to go to a cafe as well. And thanks for you guys. I'm able to do that 6 days of the week. It's closed on a Sunday, but yeah, I'm able to do that. I subscribe to these papers. It's not cheap, you know. I do get all these for you. It's cheaper subscribing than it was buying them every day. I think previously I was doing about 250 a month it was costing me with everything and going to the cafe and only having a few coffees, but I enjoy it. It's good, and thanks to the support I get on here, I'm able to do that for you, and it gets me out, you know, away from the computer for a few hours in the morning. So yeah, thanks to those of you that do support me. So if you appreciate this video, you can support me by thumbsing up the video. You can support me by dropping a comment. You support me by watching. Yeah, drop me a comment if there's anything in this video that interests you. If you've got any opinions. Yeah, if you want to buy me a coffee, you know, please do hit the, what's it called? Oh, the love art. It's not that one. It's the love art. There's a love art under the video. It's called the super thanks button, I believe. I think it says thanks. You can click that and I'll give you a shout out in tomorrow morning's morning briefing. There's also alternative ways in the video description if you don't see the love art. All right, guys, I'll get off. I'm very tired today. Sorry that I'm late. Hope the video was all right. Yeah. All right, I'll leave it with you. Cheers.